Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Real quick one today for a Thanksgiving edition of Deep Junk Garage. Uh, I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. Um, just going to be very quick here and update a little bit what's on the bench. We did our 69 Z28 last video. We finished it up. We showed you that with the 69 Cougar, our 230 girls. I actually misspoke as bullshit. I lied. That's not really cars one and two. They were finished one and two because this Camaro, the Street Machine build off for Blue Ox Model Shop, that is the first 230 girl. And believe it or not, it's got a rear axle under it. We're making progress. Okay, there is so much body work in this car and chassis work so far. It just blows my mind. So each one of these rebuilders is different. They have their different directions that they're taking. This car wasn't, some of them they stay the same look. We clean them up, we detail them. This one was blown apart, and it's a full deal project. Pull your hair out, kick your own ass kind of deal. It may have four wheels under it by the end of the year. The 40 Ford, which we showed you, we bought. This was the pick your pleasure car, I guess they called it, built back in the 70s. I've got it blown apart here. This was the one that had the mag wheels on one side with white walls and steel wheels and black walls on the other side. So you turn it around and change the look of the car. 40 Ford, 39 Ford grill, Cadillac engine. It's keeping its same look, black with the white firewall. We're just cleaning the body of the interior. We're going to detail the chassis. I've got in a parts box, I found a new rear axle, new front axle with that centering pin or whatever they call that on a 40 Ford. That rides back to that ball that pivots. Sway bar, sway pin, I don't know. That centers the axle, so we've got a new one of those. The Cadillac motor we stripped down. We've got it in red paint versus the orange that it was in. The bumpers, we had only one bumper came with. It was on the car, it fell off the car on shipping, but that's the front bumper, that custom bumper. I did find on a tree some old 40 Ford parts. I found a brand new set, so we're going to have those back on the car. It is going to go with a steel wheel on it all the way around. Same wheel and tire. Probably a slick, like a pie crust slick, like that white wall there. That style of tire, and the early Firestone Deluxe tires on the front. Dual exhaust. So pretty much with the color of the engine changing and a wheel and tire, it will be the same car. What else we got to show here? Oh, I had some questions on the Z28, the 69 Z28, the wheels. Those are the kind of wheel I use. They're from Forward Resin on eBay. I buy them right off the eBay store. So lowercase letters, forward_resin on eBay. He sells a lot of different wheels. Pontiac Rally 2, Chevrolet wheels, factory style rally wheels. So Forward Resin on eBay. I also use Best Model Car Parts on eBay for the gauges. Now most of the modern kits will have gauges in them. The 57 Thunderbird that we've got, I ordered these for it. So I use a lot from him. That's Best Model Car Parts. And I have a set up here also for the blue dashboard is on our 66 Mustang Coupe. I've got a set for it. Any other stuff that you see, engine for the Street Machine Camaro and the tunnel ram and stuff that we'll be using on it will have come from either Iceman Collections or Texas 3D. Texas 3D Customs. That's all 3D printed stuff. I was going to show you a slot car last time, our drag slot car, the 65 Chevelle bodied car. So we've had it out. It's got a weathered look to it, just an old, and which it was put together out of parts. The chassis is which I believe it's a Parma chassis, and I've seen it called an Edge chassis. Mid America calls I think the ready to run car altogether was called the Boss. It was bought ready to run. And for me to get my feet wet and learn. So this car had a Lexan body. I put the Chevelle body on it, and it was running consistent 780s. That's 7/10 of a second, just under 8/10, 780 at 34 miles an hour right there. It is a ET motor. You can see a little extraterrestrial on the motor there. That's rated at 45,000 RPM. It's a lower end of the line for drag motors. But what we were having the last time out was the car wasn't very consistent. It was dropping back to 810, 820, and then going 780, then dropping back to 820. And we found that the rear axle was moving. So it uses a centering block. The axle runs through the centering block and centers it in the chassis in that square hole, and then a bushing on the outside of it. Then your ring and pinion meet up there. The ring gear can be moved on the axle with that set screw, and you set it up to where you're not chewing the shit out of the plastic ring gear, where it meshes good. But that moving would cause the car to be inconsistent. Weight over the front. I was told the first time the car went down the track the last time that there was some sparks under it, and they said that the car doesn't feel really that heavy. It feels pretty light still with a hard body on it. So we would add some weight in here in the front, and I'm probably going to start with a 1/4 ounce. Third thing that was told to me by several people is that this ET motor is not a consistent motor, which I do have the next step up, which I believe is a Phoenix motor, 50,000 RPM. But I don't want to change. I don't want to make wholesale changes on the thing and make big swings at it. I want to get the axle centered and soldered in place. Those blocks, get those soldered in place. I know it is light. Add a little weight to the front, run it, and see what happens. And that's about it, guys. We've got a bunch of stuff that I work on, and from day to day, it doesn't make the camera, doesn't make the program. This Monte Carlo, a wheeler dealer Monte Carlo, going to be like a street fighter kind of deal. I took the exhaust out of it. It had that big, huge, molded in single exhaust. Got the muffler out of there. We got the pipe out. There's a little bit of putty there in the floor where I'm smoothing things out. Same thing on the backside here where the tailpipe was. Yeah, that thing was huge. So we ground that out, getting it out of the way. The gas tank is gone. We'll put a flat floor in the trunk and then do a sump where you would have underneath a fuel cell. So we'll sump the bottom, the base of the car. But that is that so far, what I've been doing with that. And some slot car drag racing, the 40 Ford. Other 230 girls that were here, there's 2 more coming yet. But I'm not working on them in order that they came. I had parts for the 40 Ford. I've got some parts left over from a Thunderbird that I could use on the white car that we have. So I'm just doing it as we get parts. The orange Volkswagen Rabbit, that one I ordered some wheels for. Our 69 Charger, that'll be later on down the road when I want to really pull my hair out because that car is pretty bad. Um, yeah, that's about it this time. I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving, and we will see you next time.